Hello everyone and welcome today to this audio podcast. This audio podcast is part of the Defcon premiere. This audio podcast is part of the Serology and Squil. This audio podcast is part of the Hustle and Serotype, and this audio podcast is part of a Storm Robotics production. Today looking at sort of the in following sort of the intro to an intro to the to this to an overview of looking at an exposition of stratified receptors and the idiosyncrasy surrounding early early transplant immunobiology. This audio podcast will look at some of the we'll look at sort of the aims excuse me, the aims and objectives, and a little bit in around in around the methodology in around this in around this works. So the aims and objectives were have been to investigate and to sort of look at an exposition on stratified receptors and the idiosyncrasy surrounding early transplant immunobiology, an understanding of cytokines and chemokines and understanding of cytokines and chemokine receptors to that can prompt a better direction of immunosuppression pharmacotherapy or IST, and maintenance pharmacotherapy regimens or protocols in renal allografted cohorts. The sort of the exposition exposition and review looks at an understanding of donor specific onset of acute rejection or acute allograft rejection AAR episodes, and in turn recognizing better transplant allo responses and allo recognition. In regard to the methodology, the aims and objectives look to be met additionally by investigating sort of the early literature, if you like, highlighting the importance of bridging healthcare disparities and inequalities through patient and public involvement, or PPI, and summarize sort of the sort of workings or inner workings of the social media platforms, the renal patient support group, the RPSG, since its conceptualization from 2009, and secondly the kidney disease and renal support OKDA's group for kids, since its conceptualization in around from 2014, and then additionally look at the value of an effective multidisciplinary team, MDT, and a healthcare science workforce. So that draws this audio podcast to a close. This audio podcast as part of the Serology and Squil. This audio podcast as part of the Hustle and Serotype, and this audio podcast as part of the Defcon premiere, and this audio podcast as part of a Storm Robotics production.